Let's see if this is working. It seems that it is. Just give me a second whilst I get every rest of it set up. Right. Just making sure everything is set. I'm using OBS for this one, so it's slightly different than what I'm used to. Just slightly. Using a mouse for the first time, this is interesting to say the very least. I'm using OBS for this one, so it's slightly different. Alright. That looks absolutely fine. Just need to get that message across. That's the one I want. Right. So I've got the chat window open as well, and I believe I am ready to play. So, hey, this is Bluehair K, streaming for Puyo GB, and this is our first look at Puyo Puyo Tetris for PC. And this is just going to be one of these live reviews, actually. Been fortunate enough to get a copy of this game, a pre-release copy of this game, from Sega Europe. Those of you that saw one of the videos yesterday of a battle between myself, Super, Woomy and Wiz, that was all done on the PC version. Now we're expecting this game to launch later on today in the UK and Europe. Should do the same in America, and have a feeling it'll probably release in the early hours of tomorrow morning in the likes of Japan, Australia and New Zealand. So please bear with the timings for just a little bit longer. Just a little bit longer. It won't be long before you're all able to play this glorious game here on PC. So just going to take a little quick look around at the main menu, as it were, and surprisingly it's no different from what you've seen before, apart from the fact that one thing that is a complete mention of is the fact that the music does not loop properly in this game. That's a criticism. Hello Yoshi. If any of you guys are watching on YouTube via Puyo GB or indeed Twitch on the Push Play channel, I do have the chat box open, so ask me any questions. Get in contact with me. And whilst we're doing that, I'll take you through the menu. And it's the same old bog standard stuff. You've got the adventure mode, you've got solo arcade, you've got multiplayer arcade. That's a good question, actually. Some people are asking about is key configuration fully customizable. I think what I'll do first of all is I'll go straight to the options and data, which is here. I love the fact you can use a mouse. It just feels natural to use a mouse. So if we go into options real quick, and you'll see that there's an awful lot more panes than what's in the other localized versions. I mean, obviously you know it's me, because I'm Relu. You know it's me, because I'm from Britain, obviously. But yeah, so you can actually change the resolution. If you've got more than one graphics adapter, you can select which graphics adapter to use. You can set your full screen resolution as well. Oh, look at that. 1024 by 768. Blimey, those were the days. Who here could actually remember playing Poo Poo Fever in full screen at 800 by 600 because that was the resolution of that game. Wow, so long ago. You can do 480 as well. Yeah, 640 by 480. I mean, who runs 640 by 480 nowadays? Highest resolution is 2560 by 1600. Yup, what, 1440. But I prefer it on the default setting, which is 1920 by 1080. You can turn VSync on or off. It's always good to leave it on if your computer has got the grunt to do so. And you can have it in windowed, full screen, or borderless. I'm just going to leave everything as is. Your changes not being saved. Revert your changes. Yes, we don't want anything to do with that. So, go to the mouse tab now. Yes, you can actually play this game with a mouse. I'm not saying you should do it, but you can. Now, gamepad controls. As you can probably see, it's modelled on the Xbox One controller, so unfortunately, loads of us that have played with controllers that have the proper layout, you'll notice that the A button and B button are completely the wrong way round, as are the X and Y buttons. That's America for you. Simple as that. No, Yoshi, I'm not showing off mouse controls. Actually, I might do. I don't think it'd be a good idea. But here we go. With the gamepad controls, you can select your bog standard stuff. You know, you can do it. You can do arcade mode as well, which if you have an arcade stick that supports X input, you'll be able to use the controller no problem. I mean, let's go through them again. So you've got the normal, reverse normal, arcade, reverse arcade, table 1, table 2, expert, reverse expert, one hand. I get the feeling the one hand stuff is more akin to the Switch version than anything else, so interesting that that's still there. But what I will say is, from my experience, if you have an X input controller, any X input controller, it will work. But the one thing you cannot do is configure the buttons. You can't configure individual buttons to suit your needs, so that's a bit of a bummer. However, you can customize your mouse and keyboard controls. So you can see I've done it here already. This is the setup that I am used to using, especially for Tetris Online Poland. It's something that works well for me. You can change your binding this way as well. Select key or mouse action. Oh, so that actually works. That's interesting. Right, so move right. Let's see if this works. Move left. Rotate right is going to be that click. That one. No. Move down. Yeah. Right, move right. Move left. Right, it doesn't work. Oh, wow. Right, so that's the options dealt with. Obviously you got your stats, You don't have any stats to show, go play more matches. Well, I must admit, during the beta testing, there were a couple of instances where some of the guys were online, were trying ranked matches to make sure that it all works, even with disconnects and all that whatnot, and it works as normal, so all is good on that front. Obviously, general awards, Puyo awards, Tetris awards. Theatre is more or less exactly the same as you'd expect. Sound test. Watch the demos. Replays is always fun. Downloaded. We've done the options, and of course the shop. Exactly the same as you'd recognise it on previous versions. So for those of you that are probably thinking about buying Puyo Puyo Tetris, when you go into the shop, you can buy different kinds of Puyo skins, or Tetrimino skins, or voice packs. Now, of course, when you buy one of the voice packs, it will apply for both the English and Japanese voices, so 2 for the price of 1. We all like a deal. Said many people, actually. I was going to say said no one ever, but it's not strictly true. Okay. That's that one out of the way. Let's see what it's going to be like playing with the mouse, actually. Let's just do a standard versus. Now, I've not actually played this game in depth, which is why the character roster looks really bare. Of course, all those that are greyed out you will unlock later on. So it's like playing. First of all, let's play Tetris with the mouse controls. Let's see what this is like. Okay, that's fine. But it does work. I forgot what I keyed for down, actually. Good thing I can use the keyboard as well. This feels weird, really weird playing with the mouse. It doesn't work. I need the other rotate key. Oh dear. It's the kind of thing where if I was to use the mouse properly, I'm going to need to bind it so that I double it with the keyboard. Otherwise it won't really work all that well. Because it means that I need to swap between keyboard. Yeah, I don't think the mouse controls actually. I'll need to rebind the mouse controls to get them to work. But I'll tell you something, playing with the keyboard, it feels very natural. I mean, very natural. I'm just going to stick to keyboard actually, because I've got a mechanical keyboard. You'll hear some clunking. And by the way, no, that. You'd think, oh, it's got the same issues as the PS4 version. It doesn't. The music actually stops at that point. That's just completely coincidental. Oh, what am I doing, peoples? Let's start off with just a standard DT. Don't know that. That's okay, because that gets me. I'll do T-spin single actually. T-spin singles are underrated. Let's have a look. Okay, that's fine. I'll let you have that. You have 3 lines. Oh, it's back to back, of course. It's 5 lines. So 4 lines on the backswing after countering the 1. Let's change characters real quick. Well, say change characters. Let's go with Puyo. Let's go beat I up. Sorry, O. I was thinking I was like, nah, it's beat O. Beat O up instead. Right, so Puyo on the keyboard. For those of you that have played emulators, it's exactly the same. It's actually really, really good. Feels very natural, very tight, which is exactly what you want for this kind of game. I just made a mistake there. I've got enough purples to see me out of it, so that's fine. Let's go for the little harass. Chain's actually okay like that. Might not be there, but that's alright. Ooh. Let's let this little what? 9? Ah, 10. You'll also find that the voices actually do kind of mute themselves, which is a bit awkward. You know what? I know Wiz did a stream yesterday, so let's do one in his honour, shall we? Bit of the old stairs hype. Okay, I've just realised I made a mistake there. Question is, can I fix it? Ooh, not that, Puyo. That one's fine. Oh wait, the reds conflict, never mind. Okay, we're having issues with the stream. Okay, it's still running. Yeah. Okay, it's still running. Interesting. I mean, I've had to turn off the stream in the background, obviously, because that kind of doesn't do anything, but you know. Right, so let's try and do some stairs, because there's one thing I can't do very well, it's stairs. Never have been any good at preparing the old stairs. Ah, there you go. The voices. Oh, it really wants me to do 2-2, doesn't it? Oh, I don't want to do 2-2. 2-2's for scrubs. Yeah. If the stream looks as if it's a bit stuck, please refresh the page. Oh. Actually, that's somewhat helpful on a rudimentary basis. Let's see, what can I do here? That can go there. That can go there. I'll tell you what I need. I don't know if I'm going to get them though. Let's have a look. Yellows are just coming up. I'm not going to take the chance. Oh, my chain is snapped in half again. At least I was able to connect that blue step. It's a 10, it's not brilliant. This is the one thing I can't do is stairs. I cannot stairs. It's like, on the one occasion I can stairs, it's fine, but... Kaiden wa dekinai. Well, let's go with something that I can kind of do, actually. Watch myself get screwed out of it, as it were. Right, let's see. Oh, I love the fact I've got so many purples. It's like a wonderful colour. This isn't wonderful at all. Right, that works. Now... no, that's a bad idea. That would be a bad idea. Right, let's have that. That's fine. Even with that little harassment. Oh well. Let's just set it off. It's only 4. I realised my trigger was in the wrong place. Problem with playing comms. You get to take your time, you don't think, and what happens? You mess stuff up. Mouse controls, it's awful. Oh, there's no voice adoption. It's... actually... just check something real quick. For some unknown reason, right, let's try again. Let's go that way. So that's not going to hurt. That one might. That one might. That one shouldn't. Wait, am I missing something here? I am, aren't I? I am missing blue and a yellow. Purples won't conflict. Yellows conflict. Oh, my chain broke in half again. Is it likely there'll be patches to fix current bugs? I'm sure there will be. I'm sure there will be. Do one more and then Let's see. That can go there, 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 that can go there. That can go there, that can go there, that can go there. Actually, no conflictions there. Oh look, the voices have gone again. Magical. Right. Have I just built stairs? Have I just built stairs? About damn time I built some stairs. Hey guys, I can install stairs. Lucky me. Oh, that's a 13. That's a wonderful tale. Okay, I'm happy with that. Yeah, you'll be OP with this one trick. Also, all clear, just because I can. And all the usual tricks that work, wall kicking and stuff. It's brilliant. They've done a remarkable. I mean, this is by far the best Puyo game for PC. Probably the best one since Fever, I must admit. I know what I want to do actually. I can probably still get there. It won't be much of a swamp, but swamperama. That'll do. Guess I had to do it really. I'm saving that replay just for the tail. What I tend to do is any chains that I think are good enough to showcase, I will save the replays off and then I'll record them later and post them onto Twitter. Anyway, I think that's enough of just doing solo arcade. I think it's time to stream a little bit of the adventure mode. But what I will say is, in terms of like controls, mouse controls probably get some used to. Keyboard controls work absolutely fine. If you're worried that because you've been playing with a controller, playing with a keyboard might be a bit alien to you, don't be put off. If you're happy playing with a keyboard, actually playing with a keyboard is the best thing to do. So I'd recommend, if you're playing this game, play with the keyboard. If you want to do the controller, not a problem. Any X input controller will do. You just cannot configure the controls. So no button remapping, anything like that. Examples of X input controllers that do work. The Xbox controllers obviously will work. I've got a Hori Fighting Commander PS3, PS4 arcade pad, which I use for Puyo Puyo Tetris on PS4. This works absolutely fine for this PC version of Puyo Puyo Tetris. The 8BitDo SF30 Pro controller is a beautiful controller to use. That's a SNES controller is probably the best controller to use for puzzle games in my opinion. That works with Puyo Puyo Tetris PC. If you're thinking about maybe using a custom controller with Joy-to-Key, do not. Joy-to-Key is utter garbage. Use a proper X input controller for the best effect. The problem with Joy-to-Key is you're going to get a bit of lag as program translates to the game and vice versa. So you don't want any of that. No lagging between controls. Use keyboard. Use a proper X input controller. Stay away from Joy-to-Key. That's my opinion. What other modes do people want to see? Or otherwise I'll just jump straight into adventure. I don't think there'll be anyone online, to be fair. But I might as well actually show you some of the online features, as it were. So let me just go online real quick. First of all, you've noticed there is no such thing as a "would you like to connect to online" box. You click on online, you're automatically connected. You can go into Puzzle League as you would do normally. Well, that's a first. Don't know how that's the case. That won't last for very long. There you go. Puzzle League ratings have reset. That's good. Oh, I'm so pro. No, I was a pro once. Once in a blue moon. Ah. Oh dear. But no, that's good. So all the stuff that we've been trying out in the past is now it's all completely reset. So when this game goes live, everyone starts on the same playing field. I know a couple of people a little bit on the fence about it. So, well, you shouldn't really be playing Puzzle League and playing ranked matches. I'm a big Yeah. Oh, there's 3 people online. Hang on. If there's 3 people, then I don't understand this. Anyway, again, you can set your filters, including opponent net speed and all that whatnot. So that's not a problem. We'll just go back. Free play's absolutely fine as well. You know, you've got all the bells and whistles here. Got to meet a master. Grandmaster, thank you very much, although that is on the Switch version. Nah, I mean, yeah, I am a Grandmaster League player, but I'm not as good as I once was. Probably not playing for such a long time, then trying to learn everything from scratch. But yeah, you can do swap, big bang. Who wants to have a party? You're going to do party. If you want to do the cluster cluck known as fusion, go ahead. Or standard versus. And of course, the one thing you can do is you can say you want to create a room. It's not a problem. You can do public or locked, anything like that. You know, Puyo only, Tetris only, Puyo Tetris, whatever. Right? You can set all of your options here. You know, if you want to do... Here's a tip for anyone that wants to learn Puyo and they want to learn collectively together. What you should do is set the win count to 1, Puyo only, and set the minimum chain... Oh, you have to go the other way. You can't. You have to go the other way. Okay. And set the minimum chain to 20. The reason this is a good idea to do is if you want to practice Puyo with friends online, set up a room, win count to 1, minimum chain 20. Because in Puyo Puyo 2, it's impossible to get a 20 chain. The grid dimensions only allow for 19. It's 12 by 6 you can see visible. There's a 13th row, which allows for extra 6 Puyos to sit. The 14th row is effectively your ghost row. Anything that is placed on top of that row just vanishes. It's a trick that we all use as pro players to try and get rid of Puyos we cannot use. It's just so that we can cycle through the RNG before we get destroyed by a smite or a swamp or just someone's overpowering shape. It's like, God, I need this blue. Where's this blue? Where's this blue? Where's this blue? You either get the blue and you're fine, or you don't get the blue and you die anyway, so... Puyo Puyo Sun had the 14th row because, I don't know, I think the reason why it had the 14th row is to do with the fact that the developers wanted to see a 20 chain. But you'd think... Yeah, ghosting is hard in Puyo Puyo Tetris. The modern game engine is a really good engine to use. But you've got to be very, very exact with your rotation movements. Otherwise, you can't move your Puyos all the way into the 14th row to get rid of them. it's almost impossible. But going back to the Puyo Puyo Sun theory, I think the developers wanted to see a 20 chain. And 20 chains are possible in Puyo Puyo Sun. It's even harder to do, actually, because you need to be exact with your movements, and you need to know for a fact that if you go too high up and you hit the 15th row, your Puyo's erase. But yeah, this is my thing for if you want to practice with people online. Set up a room, win count 1, minimum chain 20. It's completely endless. Just make sure it's Puyo only, otherwise Tetris players have a huge advantage. I'm not gonna bother with that. I'm just gonna go back to the default settings. No, that's fine. Oh, having to press. Oh, it could go that way. Let's just say, for example, I created a room, right? One thing that this does really well, apart from the fact it instantly loads, is you can kick players, you can go profile, or you can invite a friend now. In the other versions, I don't recall seeing the invite a friend option. So, enough of an advantage. Anyway, the whole invite a friend thing, if you click on invite a friend, what will happen is it will bring up your Steam menu. Now, I do have friends online. I'm not entirely sad, I must admit. I know I can be. But you can actually choose which of your friends that are online to invite, and if you click invite, they'll get a ping to then join your room. And it's a good way of creating friends-only rooms, as it were. And that works across the board. So you can do it in versus, you can do it in all of the game modes. Alright, so gonna come offline now. I don't know if the PS4 version had it. It might have done. I don't remember. I don't think the Switch version had it. I honestly can't remember. There we go. So the PS4 version doesn't have it. So I think this is just a feature that's exclusive to the Steam version of the game. Tell you what we'll do. For those of you that are here on the stream, just a quick poll. I'll type it as well. English or Japanese voices. Most votes gets... Oh, hey, Ethan. How about no voice? It's not really an option, that's a bug. Tell you what, if no one's gonna ping with any oh, we've got one for English voice, okay. Netrex TV with English, that's cool. Any other takers? Because English is in the lead now. Alright, well Yoshi is going to be AFK. I'll tell you what, we'll just go with the English voices for time being. So we'll go into adventure. Let's play through the game.
It's such a peaceful day. So peaceful and quiet. Nothing ever goes wrong on a peaceful day. Actually, come to think of it, as great as peace is, it's actually kind of boring.
Yes, there is an option. You can select individually all the volume settings. You can turn the music down, you can turn the voice down, you can turn the sound effects down, and they're all separate. So if you wanted to turn the voices all the way to off and just play with music and sound effects, not a problem. If you wanted to turn the music down to mute to just play with voices and sound effects, not a problem. If you wanted to turn off voices and music and just have sound effects, not a problem. Hey Kea, it's 2 AM.
It'd be more fun if something exciting happened. Like if all my friends just came bursting out of the sky. Ha! But that's nonsense.
How did I get this game again? Okay, as the frontman and leader of Puyo Puyo GB, I was contacted by Sega Europe and I received a download code for the final beta. Now, before I started streaming this morning, the game did update. Probably to reset, probably because of the reset of the rankings and all that whatnot.
Something like that would never happen on such a peaceful day, right? Huh? Oh, hi! What's happening?
I can tell you what's happening. Outside my window there is a cavalcade of snow. Yeah, but I believe the game is due to be released. I think they said it's due to be released at around about 5 o'clock UK time, so... I mean, I don't know. I'm just perambulating, I guess. I don't know. I don't know when the game is actually due for public release, but it will be very, very soon, so sit tight. You're going to be... I know you're all champing at the bit. Alright, so 6 o'clock. 6 o'clock UK time, so yeah, 7.5 hours as it's 10:30. Nah, you want snow.
I think someone's bursting out of the sky!
It's not someone, it's just snow, Ringo.
That hurt.
And there's one snowflake.
But hey, I'm in one piece. Amity?
Anyway.
How'd you get here? Hey, Carby, looks like we got warped to another dimension. Goo-goo!
Hey, Kea. Oh, hey, Mr. Delphi.
Carbuncle? I don't understand. Hiya, Ringo. How's it going? Hey, Amity. Let me guess. You two were in a Puyo Puyo battle, huh? And you both popped a whole bunch of Puyos. And suddenly some mysterious power picked you up and sent you here. Just like that. Goo 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 goo.
Just like that. Poof.
Long time no see, Ringo. Looks like you're doing well. I feel like this happens to us a little too often. There's no
So, of
telling
course-
where we might end up.
Of course, really, for those of us that have already been playing Puyo Puyo Tetris, this is nothing new to us.
That's not such a bad thing, is it?
Netrex TV. I prefer the keyboard. The keyboard works really, really well, especially for Puyo. If you've got fast fingers and you're a speed demon at Tetris, then you're going to walk away with it with the keyboard. For controllers, as long as it's an X-input controller, like an Xbox One or Xbox 360 controller, an 8BitDo SF30 Pro controller, a Hori Fighting Commander controller that, like I have here, that was gifted to me actually by Mr. Delphi. Thank you very much for that. Much appreciated. I also use that controller with the PS4 version of Puyo Puyo Tetris. All of that is absolutely fine. DualShock 4 will work fine. As long as you've got the official Sony drivers, it will be X-input and therefore you can use it no problem. And the one thing you can't do is change the key binding, well, sorry, change the buttons, the button configuration on the controller. But now, I don't know whether the unlock all code is a thing. I've not tried it yet. I don't think it works with the keyboard. I may have to try it with the controller. I'm almost tempted to try now, actually.
I mean, it brought us to your world, right?
Yeah, it works with PS4 controllers, as long as you've got the correct drivers.
What about having Puyo battles?
I wouldn't be too surprised actually if it worked with the Switch Pro controller, because okay, people are asking about this now. I'll
Can't argue with that.
tell you what I'll do.
Well, let's pop some more. We've been reunited, so let's battle. Hold on a second, though.
Actually, space to skip. We'll come back to that later. Ah. Right, graphics options, all that whatnot. Let's go into options and data so that you guys can see. I'll do a recap of the options. So, as you can see right around here, you have got a lot more tabs than in the previous version. So, more tabs here in the PS4, more tabs than the Switch, all that whatnot. So, under general, we got your normal stuff. So, controller vibrations, all that whatnot, ghost pieces, chain animations, your location, your avatar. Your graphics, now you can choose what graphics adapter you wish to use. If you've got more than one graphics adapter, you can choose which one you want to use. I use a GTX 970, so I'm obviously using that. Resolution, this will be your full screen resolution. It supports 1920 by 1080. It also supports 1920 by 1200, 1920 by 1440. Is there a borderless window? Yes, there is. I mean, resolution as low as 640 by 480. Now, I have to ask, how many people here have played a Puyo game in 640 by 480? Or, for that matter, 800 by 600? Anyone that remembers Puyo Puyo Fever on the PC would have played it in 800 by 600, I can guarantee you with that. So let me just return to 1920 by 1080. So, your window mode, you can either choose between windowed, full screen or borderless. So, you don't need to worry about playing with a bordered window. This game supports it. Also, this game supports VSync. If you've got a beefy computer, play with VSync on. If you don't, and you need that extra power to actually play the game rather than with VSync, you can turn it off and it's not really a problem. So I always play full screen anyway. For changes, yeah, I haven't made any changes. Yeah, 320 by 240, 320 by 200. So anyone that's played 320 by 200, that's the Super Nintendo output. Also the Mega Drive output, 200 240p. Yeah, gosh, yeah. Going back to this anyway, you can select the sensitivity of the move, the hold, and the scroll wheel sensitivity. No, I'm going the wrong way. Here's your gamepad controls. You've got the same kind of setups. I mean, this is interesting. So you can probably see on the screen the Xbox One controller, or rather, I think that actually it's the Xbox 360 controller, isn't it? Anyway, an Xbox controller is there to show you the illustration of what buttons do what. Okay. Obviously, you can change between this, but you can't separately define your buttons. But the types, you've got normal, reverse, arcade. If you have an arcade stick, use this. It does work, it works really well. Arcade reverse, should you like your buttons reversed. Now, table 1, table 2. I know we got expert and expert reverse, and we got one hand. Now I think the table controls and the one hand are switch controls. So I'm almost tempted to suggest that maybe, just maybe, you could use a Joy-Con. As providing you've got the right drivers to set it up with your computer, you could probably use a single Joy-Con to play this game. Not rotated on its side where you're using it as an actual controller, but holding it as if you were holding, like, say, the Wii remote. I don't want to try. I actually don't have any drivers for the Joy-Con. But it's an interesting feature nevertheless. So there's that one done. Yes, not interested by any of that. Now you can select mouse and keyboard controls. Now I tried with the mouse and it didn't really work for me. Keyboard controls are absolutely fine. You can define keys are what. So obviously I've got the cursor keys for movement. I use Z and X for my rotate keys, and I use A to hold a tetrimino. This is my setup for when I play Tetris Online Poland. And it's also the same kind of setup that I use when I'm playing Puyo games on emulator, for example. So if you're used to this kind of setup, it works. And it works really rather well. You've got your normal customization bit, so you can change your stage, change your Puyos, change your Triminos. Audio as well. Now, as people were asking about before, you can choose which sound card it comes out to. Now, I use a pair of Sennheiser wireless headphones, the RS175 series, which are beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. And I use the Sound Blaster HD, the external Sound Blaster HD, so really good sound card. I've had it for years, drives sound perfectly. So I can listen to all of that through here. If I wanted to change where the music comes out from, say I wanted to use the analog out on the Sound Blaster, not a problem. So all is good there. You can change the voice volume individually. That's not a problem. You can change the background music volume, again individually, not a problem. Sound effects volume, same kind of deal. And down here under voice, you can choose between English or Japanese voices. Both are included. Just confirm that's such. And then of course Puzzle League at the end, you can choose what you want to play in ranked. So, me being a scrub, I only do verses. Certainly won't be doing Fusion anytime soon. Or Party. Or Big Bang. Should do swap occasionally, but I just prefer straight out verses, and so do many people actually. So that's the options in a nutshell. Come out of that. Obviously, in the shop, you can buy Puyo skins available. You can buy Tetrimino skins, which are available, and you can buy voice packs. I've actually got enough credits for Alt Voice Moguro. Just need to unlock the character. Now, I did say I'd try to see if the unlock all code works. I don't think it will. Let's try it anyway. I've got my controller ready. And I know that it's going to be the same as the English PS4 unlock code. So it'll be holding down L1 and R1. And then it's up, down, right, left, triangle, circle, square, square. So let's try it. Up, down. It doesn't work. Never mind. Right, so how did I get this already? As you guys probably know, I am the founder, frontman, chairman of Puyo GB, which is the UK's official Puyo Puyo community. We're the guys that are going to make Puyo Puyo Tetris an esport in the UK, by hook or by crook. I received a review copy. I say review copy. I received a Steam code from Sega Europe. Was selected to have a copy of the game for review purposes. So I got this game ahead of other people. There are a couple of other people within Puyo GB that also got this this game code. And we received this game code after we attended the PC Gamer Weekender tournament on Saturday the 17th of February. You probably, if you saw any of the stream, you'd see me on commentary next to Jorosa. Or Jorosa, I should say how you pronounce it. Whereas Gecko entered the tournament, and Wiz entered the tournament, and Lord Elros entered the tournament. Unfortunately, Super 302 and Woomy couldn't make it down, but they were still eligible for the review copy. Hey, Wiz! But yeah, so that's how it is. Some of us from Puyo GB were nominated to receive a download code for the final beta of Puyo Puyo Tetris before it was released to the general public. So the game will release officially later on. Been told that it will release at 6 o'clock UK time in the evening, so 1800 hours. So that works out as being what? That's 7 o'clock in the evening European time. That's 1 in the afternoon Eastern US time. That's going to be what? 10 in the morning Pacific time. So if you're in the Pacific Northwest region, you can pick it up at 10 o'clock in the morning. Is there anything new in the online mode? There's nothing new as such, apart from one interesting snippet, so I'll just go through this again. Say, for example, you wanted to open a free play room. Let's say you wanted to do versus. Create room. It's a locked room. Say Puyo Tetris, okay? So you set it up as you would do normally. Did I... hang on one second. Did I actually put that as locked? Yeah, that's now locked. There you go. Locked. That's fine. Okay, so... if you create a locked room, normally it'll ask you for a passcode. But I think what happens in this is if you press the F button or click over it says invite a friend. That's 6 PM UK time, 1800 hours. That should answer your question there, BEJ007 Pro. But yeah, as I say you created a locked room and you want to invite your friends. Not a problem. If you hover down to invite a friend, or press F, what will happen is it will bring up your Steam overlay, and any of your friends that are online, you can then ping an invite to. So let's just say, for the sake of argument, I wanted... well, Kaya's actually in the stream, so let's see if it works. If I click on invite to Kaya, it says the invite is sent. Now what will happen is there will be a prompt on Kaya to say that I've invited Kaya to join. I don't do pronouns. I can... I'd rather not land myself in hot water by, you know, oh, it's a he, no, it's a she, it's a she, it's a... I don't deal with that. Just names only. But it should ping up on Kaya's end that I've sent an invite and they can join us. So it's a good way to create a friends only room, rather than having to do, you know, like a passcode, which for most people is like 2424 or 6969, or the Puyo GB one's always been 1474. But that's pretty much it. Nothing new other than that. So you still have all 5 modes available. You can still go onto Puzzle League. Yeah, 1337, it's always nice to have delete. I mean, this will never happen again in a million years. Never in a million years, and trust me, that won't stay there for much longer. Right. Now, for the Tetris purists that want configurable DAS settings, you're not going to get it here. If you want to... Yeah, the ratings got reset with... If you guys want configurable DAS settings, you're not going to find it in Puyo Puyo Tetris. It's all static speed, which, if you think about it, is fair. Because you can't configure Puyo controls either. Puyo is a static speed, Tetris is a static speed. If you want configurable DAS controls badly, you're probably better off with either Tetris Online Poland or the sandbox game, Nolpomino I think it is. But it's better without configurable DAS settings in Puyo Puyo Tetris. I mean, I'm not a Tetris pro by any stretch of the imagination, but I prefer having set controls, then I can work my way with it. I can't answer the question with De Novo because I don't know. That's the honest answer. There's probably people here that have had more experience with De Novo than I have. I must admit, Puyo Puyo Tetris, because it was... I would have bought it anyway, do not get me wrong. I would have paid good money for it. And I had the pre-order lined up. I got the review code, so there was no need for me to go through the pre-order. Instead, I gifted it to Mr. Delphi. Because, you know, friends are like that. What I will say is, loads that have had more experience with De Novo will probably be better suited to answer this question. But I don't really believe in De Novo. So most games that have had De Novo, like through Steam or whatever, if they're available on PS4 or Switch, I'd have bought those versions instead. Just, it's Puyo Puyo Tetris. I'm a massive Puyo fan, have been since 1993. So, you know, I was always going to quintuple dip on this game. I've got it on 3DS, Vita, PS4 and Switch. I was always going to get it on PC. And really, the accessibility of the PC version means this game is going to fly. If you want to watch replays, you can. I don't think there's any replays to watch. I could be wrong. Just the one. Fair enough. You can download replays, and you can... What you do is, if you want to watch it, watch. So you should be able to press enter. And they've wiped the board clean, as it were. There you go. Press P at their settings. Oh, I disaster with. I had a very good replay up there. And adjust the speed by pressing left or right, half speed or free speed. Yeah, you can start over, go back, so what will go back. You can also upload. So if you have any replays say that you want to upload, just hit upload and away you go. So, for example, I'll upload this one. Click. It'll ask you to post it or play. You can watch the replay before you post it to make sure that is the replay you want to upload. And obviously, if you upload one replay and then you upload the other, the old replay you've uploaded will disappear into the ether. You can only upload one replay at a time. But if you're friends with anyone, they can then download the replays you've uploaded, or the most recent replay you've uploaded, and save it into their replay menu. So let's say I'll post it. There you go, replay has been uploaded. There you go. Now it's there. So there you go. 2-star amazing match, 3-star epic showdown. You can play it actually. So this is the match that, if anyone that has followed the Puyo GB channel are aware, this was the match that I had uploaded. So you can probably see the ratings there. So we've got Wiz Player 4 with the old stairs hype. Interesting that Super's doing Key rather than GTR. I think Wooby's tried to do GTR, though I couldn't say what. I'm just kind of GTRing and don't know what. So Wooby's chain snapped. It's a lovely 9 chain from Super. Here comes a reflection from Wiz. 12 chain from Wiz. 12 chain from me, and back it goes. So that's that one. So going to game 2. Like I was saying, wall kicking controls work very well here, and it's to do with your rating. So the higher up you are, it then determines whether it's a master battle or whatever. So the higher rank you are and you put on a good show with another high ranked person, it determines it as such. That's a 5 chain all clear. Here's the second phase. Oh dear. Stalling for time. And of course you can save the replay if you want to once you've watched it. There's no point in me saving this because I've already saved it, but the option's there. You can also go into your options and data through here, so you know you can look at your stats. So I need to do more, but you know, you've got general awards as well. Puyo awards. Performed a 7 chain 150 times in completed matches. You can do this so easy just by playing Big Bang. Hey Rashi. Tetris as well. Show off. Performed a back-to-back 25 times in completed match. Well. Show off. Combo Maker. Combo Master. You've got Minnow King, Tetris Champ, Show Off. So need some more back-to-backs. That should be pretty easy to do. Again, also go through your options here. Game will be out in 7 hours time for general release. It'll be out at 1800 hours GMT. This is a pre-release copy, as I was eligible for a review copy code of the final beta. Now, of course, you can go to invitations and it'll bring up your Steam thing here, and I've got an invite actually from an Ignacio. Well, friends online. I haven't got many friends on Steam. I haven't really been using it. Free friends online. You do screenshots. You can go to Community Hub, discussions, guides, achievements. It's all there, which is cool. Let's just return to the game. So what I want to do actually is I want to just go through a little bit of the adventure mode, and I want to do it with Japanese voices, because there's something that I did notice whilst testing it out. So let's going the wrong way anyway, aren't I? I need to go to options. Come on, Kay, concentrate. So I want to go Japanese voices, confirm. Actually, see, because I've technically started the game, probably be better for me to just show you the cutscene. So let's go into theatre and let's look at the cutscene here. So here's the one thing you'll notice. Right, so free play is basically offline battles against a computer. That's all free play is. So apart from the fact that there's no Japanese text, what's really clever here is the pacing of the text in English matches the pacing of the voices in Japanese. See? If it's a short amount of speech in Japanese, the text speeds up to match it. If it's a long piece, it slows down. See? See what I mean? The English text slowed right down to allow for that Japanese dialogue to come through. And actually, the localization from Japanese to English is quite accurate. Right, see it is. I mean, there's some bits which have been obviously changed. The most obvious one being when people call Shezo hentai. They changed that to creeper as opposed to pervert. But it's more or less the same kind of thing, you know. It's a liberty you can kind of get away with. Right, simple flips. This is a pre-release copy of the game in which, as ambassador for Puyo Puyo GB, as well as the leader and frontman, Sega Europe sent me a pre-release copy. It was a final beta as a review copy. So what I'm doing ahead of general release is just kind of doing a yeah we got a bunch. Yeah, it was only what, 6. Not everyone in Puyo GB had access to these codes. There's those that turned up at the tournament for PC Gamer, plus a couple of others that were meaning to turn up but couldn't due to circumstances beyond their control. But they still were allowed the code. Again, just to reiterate before I carry on further, Puyo Puyo GB is the UK's official Puyo Puyo community. we're going to instill and make Puyo Puyo an esport in the UK by hook or by crook.
その通り。ググングーグン。ビンゴー、久しぶり。元気そうだね。はあ。ぷよぷよとした謎の物体であるぷよぷよを消していると、相変わらずどこへ飛ばされるかわかりませんね。でも。
If only you could fly to London. Seriously, if any of you guys actually came to the UK, let any of us in PuyoGB know, because we'd be very happy to try and meet up with you. Bring whatever Puyo games we can, whether it's Chronicle on the 3DS, Puyo Tet on Switch. Those of us with laptops that have Puyo Tet on PC would bring that along. We'd just have a big old Puyo party. Just not playing party mode in Puyo Tet, but you know what I mean. I mean, we're looking at venues actually for the next PuyoGB tournament. We had two that happened. Was it last? Yeah, on the 18th. On the 18th of February, we had one up in Scotland, Battles in Glasgow. That was headed by Comical Lou and Chiefs Affinity, and that went down really rather well. And we had another one down in Margate at the Geek event, and that was fantastic. I was there. We had Gecko, we had Nero, we had Howie, we had Lord Elros. It's all... That was a magnificent tournament. Okay, so the people that got the code, which I can say, the people that got the code were myself, Wiz, Gecko, Lord Elros, Super 302 and Woomy. The 6 members of PuyoGB had the code. As all 6 of us were invited to the PC Gamer Weekend tournament on Saturday the 17th of February. Even though Super and Woomy couldn't make it due to circumstances beyond their control, they were still eligible for the game code. You know, and I will say this openly, I cannot thank Sega enough for giving us early access to this game, and of course allowing us to promote ourselves in our community. And it's really good that we've actually got Sega on board for this. And for those of you that are interested in like the esports news and all that whatnot, if you can recall, it was a few weeks ago that no, not a raffle. Not a raffle. We were contacted by Sega. The PuyoGB community, which I lead, was contacted by Sega. That's how it happened. It was after an interview with Kotaku UK. Sega got in contact with me, as I'm the leader of PuyoGB, and it built up from there. It was, like, seriously, that was fantastic. So who am I again? Right, so I am Blue Hair K. I'm the guy that is the leader of PuyoGB. Everyone calls me K. The time is 11:06, so 7 hours. 7 hours. So yeah, people call me K. My online handle is Blue Hair K. The reason why it's Blue Hair K is because when I was at uni, I did actually have blue hair. I'm naturally a Super Saiyan. Just saying. Yeah, I'm Blue Hair K. I'm that guy. I've been playing Puyo since 1993. I've been a patron for this. Well, 93, 94. a patron of this game for, as near as makes no difference, 25 years. You know, I love this game series. It's been right up there with my favourites, alongside the likes of like the Mario series and Pokemon. Ah, Tema commentary, yes. About that, I actually went out to Japan to meet up with Tema. I also met with various other members of the Japanese Puyo community. I met up with Notchi, I met up with Storm, I met Amamiya Tayo. Like, the guy is amazing. Like, he's such a lovely person as well. You know, he's great at Tetris, but he doesn't let that become bigger than him. He's very humble and down to earth, and I had a lot of good conversations with Tema and those guys. Also met people like Shimase and Puyamaha. TS I met as well, actually. Yes, Russian, you did. You played me. You played me on stream. If you remember that fantastic swap match we had. Well, he is. I mean, he does claim himself as a Tetris god, but to be fair, there's very few people that can touch him. Like, he's seriously good. A humble god. Yeah. Aren't gods meant to be vengeful? Or, you know, just complete utter dicks? Pretty much all the people from Tokyo, yes. I mean, I was staying in Shinjuku. I mean, I find Shinjuku to be like I'd say my third city. The only reason why I say my third is because I associate Canterbury and Kent and London as being my two main cities. But Shinjuku is definitely like a home away from home for me. I love it there. And I took part in a tournament which I was absolutely hopeless at. Yeah. I was absolutely hopeless at the Shinjuku Carnival tournament. Just couldn't get used to the arcade controllers, and I've never played Puyo 2 on an arcade stick before, and it was horrible. I got destroyed. But having said that, when we moved to once we moved to like D-pads and that was much better for me. Until the Tetrisation attack. Yep. So here we go. Aboard the SS Tetra.
T 星座空間のどこかへ王を通して報告する。今日も異常なし。テト号は平和だ。
Pretty sure this is how the world is whenever a Tetris player is forwarding. Yeah, probably. Well, I have a feeling that that's probably going to happen anyway. Shizu. I mean, actually, there's an open invitational tournament that we're hosting on Friday. part of the Puyo GB celebration of Puyo Puyo Tetris for PC. We're hosting an open invitational tournament. If you go to the Puyo GB Twitter, you'll be able to find the links to the description, or rather the links to the actual sign up page. It's on Challenge, if I remember rightly. Let me just have a quick look, because I have got the page open, which I do. I'll post it here in the chat. So it's primarily swap, but if people want to do just like a singles versus, whether it's Puyo or Tetris, as long as you agree it beforehand, not a problem. I've just put in the link, sorry, I put in the chat window, for those of you that are interested, there's a sign up page. I believe we're at 19, so we need 13 more for a full house of 32. Tournament will start at 8 o'clock. Ah, right, Russian. That's a shame.
いちいち報告する必要があるのかって？そう言うなよ。これも館長の仕事なんだから。ピーピーピーピー。平和が一番だ。それにそうそう事件や事故なんて起こるはずが。
Well, you just said that.
なんだ。またか。異常なしって報告したそばから。
See, if you did come to, oh, nice one. Brilliant. Thanks, Shizu. I think I could be wrong, but I don't think there's I do not think there is the option to spectate matches in Puyo Puyo Tetris, which is a shame really, because if they had a spectator, if there is a spectator option in this game, then it would be better, because then that way I'll be streaming the entire event. But I think what I might do is when we start playing, I'll just join the room and just act as a streamer, so that we've got the whole tournament streamed.
娯楽室の方から聞き慣れない変な声があかーんって聞こえなかったか？
ビビビビ。
行ってみよう。
Right, so that's that one sorted. I just wanted to show you the pacing of the Japanese voices with the English text. Glad that's over, actually. But actually, that I think is really, really good. Because it would be far too easy to just have, like, normal pacing. It's already on the Puyo GB Discord. If you want to put it on the Nexus, Shizu, feel free to. It is an open invitational. We are accepting anyone. Even S2, if the scrub wants to play. I like calling him that because he's not a scrub. He's a fantastic player. He just thinks of himself as a scrub. Shame, really, but yeah. Yeah. I'm going to go back and change this to English voices. I probably will be playing with Japanese voices at a later date, but for now... Yeah, Phil, I mean, show us options. Okay, I'll show you options again. There's been a lot of requests for the options. There's the link. Oh, no, not... Sorry. Not slash. Let's try that again, shall we? Or did that actually... Oh, there we go. Okay. Just a typo on my end. Typical! Right, so options, once again. So, just go through the options again, because I know people are really interested in this. You've got more tabs here than you have done, or sorry, than you do in the PS4 and Switch versions, all that whatnot. So you've got your normal general stuff. Graphics, you can actually choose what graphics adapter you wish to use. If you've got more than one graphics adapter, you can choose which one to output to. I suppose you can also use this to, if you've got more than one monitor, you can determine what monitor to send it to. I've only got a single monitor set up, but I'm assuming, because it says display 1, if you have more than one monitor, you can basically tell the game which monitor you want to display everything to. It's not weird at all. I think the English voicing in Puyo Puyo Tetris is done extremely well. I mean, I was very happy to hear Kira Buckland do Relu, and it's a competent Relu, and it's one that I would happily listen to over Kanaka Kondo's Relu. So that's my seal of approval. Not hard, I'm a Relu freak, but it's the same with, let's say, Aul's voice. Aul's voice in English is very good. I like it. Same with Ringo's. Same with T's. I mean, heck, Satan's voice for the Dark Prince, Xander Mobus, did a brilliant job, and the alt voice is just absolutely amazing. But I prefer there's a few alt voices that I prefer over the Japanese alt voices as well, so that's a plus. Just goes to show you the. Can I post it again? Post what? The. Oh, hang on. Is it blocking links? Try that. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, use computer. Computer would be better to access that. Anyway, yeah, so going back to like the whole graphics adapter thing, you can choose what display and what graphics card to use. You can choose your resolution. You know, I've got it at 1080, but you can go all the way down to 1280, 1024 by 768. I mean, the lowest resolution that it supports is 640 by 480. So, anyone that's played Puyo Puyo Fever on PC will recognise that. And the highest is 2560 by 1600, and all the various ones in between as well. You've got VSync. You can turn that on or off depending on how powerful your computer is. And for the window mode, you can either choose it to be full screen, be windowed, or have a borderless window. So if you just want to play in a window, but you don't want the border around it, not a problem, it's got you covered. Yes. You can also set up the mouse. Rip 800 by 400. There's lower. No, 640 by 480 is the lower one. You can select sensitivity for the mouse. Gamepad controls are there as well. If you have a DirectX, no, if you have an X input controller, whether that's an Xbox controller like a 360 or Xbox One controller, the controller I use is the Hori Fighting Controller gamepad for PS3, PS4, also PC. It supports that, it's not a problem. If you have an 8BitDo SF30 Pro controller, it will support that, not a problem. If you have a DualShock 4 controller, not a problem, you can use that. I think it works with Switch Pro controller, though I've not tried. Because I think when you use that over Bluetooth, once the drivers are installed, it's X input. But there's some controllers that it won't work with. So if you don't have an X input controller, like say the Buffalo, then all is good. You can't use the Buffalo SNES controller to play the game, which is a shame. And if you're thinking, oh, that's okay, I can use Joy to Key. Don't use Joy to Key. It's very laggy, and for a game like this, you can't afford to have split-second lag. going back to like the... Ah. That's probably why then. Alright. Yeah, there we go. Switch Pro Control uses D input. Try that then. There's a link, try that. See if that does anything. It might not. Anyway, going back to the controls. You can't change the button configuration manually, but the type of controls you can change through. So you've got like normal reverse, arcade reverse. Interestingly, you got table 1, table 2, expert reverse, one hand. I think that the table and one hand options are from the Switch version, which is interesting that they've kept them here. Now you can customize your buttons for mouse and keyboard controls, or you can go with like the official alternate mouse only and custom. So that's all there, that's not a problem. You see, with my control setup, I use Z and X for my rotate buttons, A to hold a piece. That's the kind of setup I use for Tetris Online Poland. Customization features exactly the same as before. When it comes to audio, you can choose which sound card, if you have multiple sound cards, to send the audio to. Now I use a lovely pair of Sennheiser RS175 headphones. They're fully wireless. I use them, they're beautiful. And I also drive my sound using a Sound Blaster HD, which is a really good sound card to drive sound through. You can change all the volume sliders manually, so you could have voice volume changed, background music changed. Yeah, I mean, hey, that works. You can bind it to whatever way you want to, Shizu. It's all there, which is fantastic. So whichever works for you, it's supported. Puyo Tetris Hiroki. Hello, Hiroki. Yeah, you do the same with sound effects volume. Change the language of the voices. Ah. What are the BGM names? I've got to prepare. Now, the one thing I won't do is actually show you the files. I'm only going to show you the interface of the game. But for people that want to think about modding the music, the game uses WAV files. You can basically change the WAV file out for whatever music you want. It's a bit dumb, I know, but that's absolutely fine. I believe the BGM names are exactly the same. Every song can be 1 to Oatmeal. Yeah, if you want every song to be 1 to Oatmeal, feel free to. That's your prerogative, Dank Baron. I'll probably no. Let's see. The game will be released at 1800 hours here in the UK. So you add 9 hours to that. That brings you to 3 AM tomorrow morning. So 2月28 部 Is it boo? No. 28 に Ah! Fuyamaha-san! 早くやりたい。やっほー、プヨマハさん。久しぶりですね。お元気ですか？ come on, start some matches. All right then, let's play. Let's play some games. We do solo arcades. Let's do versus. Drum up some fun. Let's go. Actually, you know what? I am indeed streaming on YouTube. Let's go for it. Let's do some endurance. See how well I get on with this. Right, let's have a look, shall we? Oh, a mistake was made already. Let's see if I can't fix this mistake. Oh, I don't like it when I make a mistake right from the beginning. It's a bit poor on my part. I don't like this. I'm gonna have to repair it. And repair it I probably can. Oh, that's fine. I still have a back door at least. Alright, let's see. I don't want to break my tail, so I'm just gonna... That will fall down to... Well, that's not what it was meant to happen, but we'll take it. Right, let's have a look. Probably better off going this way, right? Well, let's try it. Might have a confliction. Do. But it's not too bad because I can go the other way. There's no point me having that there. Oh! Whoops. Misdrop. Right, that's alright. I'm gonna get back and repair that one. Right. Can anyone see the problem I have with this chain at the moment? Other than the obvious colour conflictions, of which there are many. Let's have a look. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6. I now need some purples. Oh, hang on a minute. Oh, the red's going to conflict. The red's going to conflict. It's an epic chain breaking in half. I suppose the funny thing is I still have half a chain with the tail up this end. And it is literally just half a chain. That's going to break. The problem is, where I've got the purples on the right hand side, that actually is going to do me more harm than good. Let's do some clearing. Let's have a look. Alright, music is to be cued. That's what, 7? Minimum effort. Alright, let's try and clean this mess up, because it doesn't look savoury, does it? Let's see. Oh, hang on. Right, so I now need... Let's have a look. If that goes there, then that needs to go there. I now need a couple of greens. So if I do that... There's my couple of greens. Now I need purple to finish that off, don't I? I've still got an area to squirm. Let's have a look. Right. Probably better off... No, that'll conflict because I don't have greens there. That's my only problem. So let's do some repairing. Only way you're going to learn is dicing with death. Right, so... That's okay. Actually, it's too convoluted. I need to do some consolidation here. Well, okay, that wasn't supposed to happen, but it will happen. Right. Hang on a second. Just realised that's not going to work. Let's take a chance on the purples. Let's not take a chance on the purples. Very risky play. Very risky play. Very risky play. Let's see. The problem with the purples is the confliction there. So let's do some cleaning up. No Amity. There we go. Let's clean the stack up a bit. 110 for 7. That's better. Clean slate. I was going to say, that's not going to work because of conflictions with the greens. Going the other way, however, should work. That's fine. I'm still in control here. That'll do. It's not what I wanted to do because I'm missing something there. Actually, I just realised. What do I need there? Let's see. Oh, too many reds, too many reds. Okay, I'm still okay with that. Let's have a look. Still thinking, still thinking, still thinking. That was probably a bad idea, actually. It was. That's okay. Right, so greens are still going to be what I need. Let's have a look. Yeah, it does need more time. The problem I have is I've cut myself off with the greens. No, I've got I now. How am I going to get them there? So my tail, funnily enough, is okay. Tail is the least of my worries. I mean, heck, clearing that won't make an ounce of difference. And then what I can do is do that, let it fall. Let's try it. There we go. It's probably better to put that there, isn't it? And then that can go there, that can go there, that can go there. That's going to fall and not cause any issues. That's going to fall, that's going to fall, that's going to fall. That will fall there, that will fall there, that will fall there. Let's have a look. No, I need to... Let me get rid of that. Right, that's better there. Just calculating and making sure that everything's okay. Alright. That will hurt. Can I extend that any further? Doesn't look likely at this moment in time. Overload the purples probably it's not gonna help me, although having said that, I'll take that. Have I got a tail? Well, I had a tail. It's been docked. Alright. Well, I'm doing fine. Actually. Fine is not a bad ploy, as long as I can get something up there that works. And the only way for this to work properly is if I get a green up there. There we go. Let's have a look. Can I get another... That won't cause any conflictions, that won't cause any conflictions, that won't cause any conflictions. That should be okay. So fine GTR there. Oh, it's a swamp. Probably not what I wanted, but It'll do. Say goodbye. Oh, hang on, that's a confliction. That's a confliction already. I'm going to need to remove that. I need a solitary red down there. I can put the rest there. I can build those greens back up on that side. Right, where's that block? That's fine. That's actually not going to hold me back in any way. That should be okay. And just need to push that back up. Let's have a look. Nice. No. That will cause a confliction. That shouldn't. The green should be safe on that end. Oh, I think might have an extension on the purples. Well, it looked better in my head. It looked better in my mind than it did elsewhere. Although that transition is really, really nice. So let's see. I've got blues that I now need to get down to use. Which I've now got. I need another set. That's looking promising. Make sure it's all okay on that end. Yep, that looks fine for me. Okay. Oh, that's Risakuma. Do I need another blue there? I do, don't I? Also need a red there. And a red there. And a red there. And a red there. Oh, that works. That worked well, didn't it? I mean, it did see the back of Risakuma. Oh, that was a touch. Interesting. Right, that's not going to work in a month for Sundays unless... Let's have a look. Let's just get rid of this real quick. Oh, I'm glad that hurt. That needs to go there. That needs to go there. That can go there. That can go there. That can go there. No, that should be fine. I'm trying to think, can I get a tail on the right hand side? Can Tetris AIs even get perfect clears? I don't think so. Let's get rid of them. Oh, right. It's S. Swamp City. Oh god, it's an eyelash. I don't like this. I don't like this. I cannot sleep tomorrow. Oh no. I was gonna say, hang on a minute. Oh no, wait, that's not going to work in one for Sundays now, because I just blocked myself off like an idiot. Hey, Tetris. I'm missing stuff. The AI actually did a thing. Oh, the AI can dig. Obviously, the more that you play through Endurance, the harder the AI will get, the smarter the AI will get. Like that. It will actively... I should have put that the other way. I think X actually comes towards the end, but like near enough when you reach 100 wins. Oh. So it's a tiny bit of a. Oh, am I gonna get double blue? Am I gonna get double blue? Double blue would be amazing. It really would. Double blue, please, game. Actually, before I get double blue, can I have another green, please? Right, it's obliged. Oh! The most number of Puyos you can erase at once! Oh, nothing. You keep playing. Because I don't have like Mugler on that. Oh, they do. I don't have Mugler unlocked, and he's here. Well, let's see. Oh, I've got something at least.
Let's do this.
There's Sig. Let's have a look. Yeah, I think you have to unlock Mugler. Actually, I can't remember. Oh, there's one of the bugs.
How's that? Oh boy.
Hang on a second.
Oh boy.
Have I just jerry-rigged something?
Too bad.
Let's have some fun, shall we? Have another 90 for 5. Have 90 for 6. $80 for 3. 100 for 6. 50 for 10. Basically, what happened there was I just did what most pro Tetris players do to Puyo players. Suffocate. Oh well. Bye, Zed. Let's have a look. There we go. Starting to get a little bit smarter. I may have to up my game here. As long as I'm blessed with the Puyos to do it. Ah, I just wrecked my... Oh wait, hang on. Hang on. I thought I'd wrecked my tail there. Oh, it's only a 9. Power 9, but... Shadow, Feli, Draco, Satan, Witch, Ecolo, and Lemres. Okay, so at the moment... Alright, so at the moment, I haven't encountered any of them just yet. I mean, maybe you do have to unlock them. Oh, challenging Klug again, folks. Snark. Alright, I'm just going to erase stats. Okay, a mistake was made, but... Oh no, I'm not risking it. I saw the free chain. Yes, I did skip X, you're right. Sorry. Let's experiment. I think I'll go as far as 30 and then I'll go Tetris. Right. I'm not sure why I've gone this way now. Because I know it's not going to work. Right. Swamperoni. Really didn't like how that was shaping up to be. Just, it does have a tiny bit of lag when it switches the characters out, I've noticed. Yeah, that looks okay to me. Is it going to go in that one spot? It hasn't, that's good. That should give me a tail at the end as well. It's not bad. Right. I'm at 29. See if I can get to 30. Alright, see you, Colin. It's not really much of a tail. The blues are in the way there. But I've got to 30, so that's okay. Right, so let's go and check Tetris now. Well, I only let you didn't, because I'm like, yeah, I want to do Tetris now. Final score 30 wins. Oh, I know, I think it might have crashed. Ooh. I think the game has crashed. Oh, okay. Maybe it hasn't. I have to press escape. That's awkward. Well, there's a lot of there's a lot of achievements. Let's change. Let's go back to versus. Let's do Tetris now. Let's see how we do with Tetris, shall we? Ooh, let's see. I don't think it's likely. Yeah, not likely. Oh well. I could try again. Yeah, I'm gonna be cheap. Start over. Mm-hmm. Let's have a look. That works. Not getting the second, but that's okay. Let's have a look, shall we? So, this T-spin double set up. Right, if I put that there, that's probably not going to be a good move. Don't like that. I'm going to go this way instead. Nah. Actually. That's okay, that's okay. That's okay, that's okay, that's okay, that's okay. Right, so, into the hourglass. Also, 3 wide. That'll do some damage. Yes, loud keyboard. It's I've got a mechanical keyboard. Cherry MX black switches, if I remember rightly. Right, that's okay, because that now puts me in a T-spin triple position. That's a safe move, that's a safe move. Actually, I just realised I've boxed myself off. Oh, well done. Okay, you're an idiot. Right, let's do some cleaning. Oh. Too fast even for the key presses. No, you can have that back. Oh, we've just lost sound there. Okay, I've kind of fixed. Just delayed enough. Let's see. That can go there, can't it? Yeah, that looks okay. Not going to have an eyepiece for a while though, am I? So that's not very good play actually from me. See if I can't fix this. Oh wait. Oh. Was I the guy that did commentary? Guilty as charged. Yeah, that's me. Guilty as charged. I did commentary for the stream, that's right. Ah, should have kept that going actually, never mind. T-spin single setup ready. Go for mini instead. So yeah, I'm the guy that commentates. Don't tell me that you're that guy. I am that guy. Are you first of all, are you surprised, Shizu? Maybe. Is disgusted a better word? I mean, I don't know. I'll do. Oh, I like that. I like that a lot. That's actually really good. Now, can I get a... Yes, I can, so... Don't mind that. He was like... Shizu was like... You sound like a guy that I've heard of before. Yep. Well, I have to say thank you very much for tuning into that PC Gamer stream, first and foremost. I think that's good for the world game, having, you know, the community watch the stream, you know, see what the game was all about, as it were. I mean, I know we know what the game's about anyway. So yeah, thank you for watching that stream. Not a bad dig. Just realised I've now got an overhang for a T-spin single. So yeah, the controls really do fit very well for both Puyo and Tetris on the keyboard. I know you can hear like furious keyboard noises just due to the clunkiness of the keyboard that I actually own. Don't like those. That's okay. That's better. No, that can go there. That's better. Don't mind that going there. That can go there. That can go there. That can go there. Fish cakes. Nope. No, should have gone the other way. Never mind. Let's see. If anyone wants to find out a bit more about the game before it goes out on release, type it in the box. I think I've showed off pretty much everything there needs to be shown off, as it were. So any other questions, queries, whatever. I'm definitely not a Tetris pro. You've probably gathered that already. That works. I just now need another T-piece. Another T-piece would be good right around now. I have a feeling you're gonna kill yourself here.
Are you prepared?
Oh, that's cool. Oh, that's what I want. The box. It's a digital game, there is no box. Oh, hang on. Do you feel like in Puyo Endurance? Actually, I can't remember if I had or hadn't. Probably not. That's a good dig. Right, let's have a look. Oh wow. Look at all these eye minnows. And all I need. Am I going to get it? Eventually. Oh, it's too high anyway, never mind. That's an awful lot. Does Awkwafina sound like a Brit? I don't. I think it's a little bit of a Brit. Ooh, com's digging. Can't have the com digging now, can we? Ooh, well, hang on. Enough of your stuff. Enough, eye. Rough. Yeah, well. I know what you mean. Because there are, you know, the British way of pronouncing that would be Roth. It's still spelt like you'd spell it as Wrath. It's the American saying. Let's go for that. Ah, misdrop. Ah, misdrops. Nah. Oh, okay. Not good. Not good. Oh, that's me dead. I'm in a bit of a tricky situation. See if I can't worm my way out of this one. Oh, I actually have an S piece coming up, that's good. Get out, kind of get out, possibly. Yeah. Frost. No. Ooh, what can I do with these? Okay, this is looking a little too precarious. Right, see if I can dig. Okay, I've dug out. Oh, that was a bit of a sticky one, wasn't it? The amount of garbage on my field is giving you anxiety. Ooh. I mean, how do you think I feel when I'm playing the game? Alright. Okay, that's slightly better. Right. Back to some kind of normality. That'll do. Can we just get like released now? I know. I mean, I'm looking forward to when the game actually releases. So I certainly will be wanting to play with friends tonight. So another eyepiece. There we go. Let's see. That's too far. That's not good. Right. That's okay. Although I think I could have used that piece better. First of all. See, there's a lot of people here that are wanting a game so they can mod it, which is great. I mean, modding's good. We've got 43 tracks ready. 43 tracks ready. That's crazy. I mean, I'm thinking about when I do mod the game, putting in some of the stuff that I've already synthesized, or sequenced, I should say. Just for that added personal. Okay, that's fair. Not getting a T-spin there. Or a Tetris, but it's fine. Right. Imperial Cross setup ready. That's okay. I probably could have done an STSD, but I don't know, I just... Oh. No. I need to do that first. I mean, I've got the setup again now for the Imperial Cross, so it's not too bad. Thing is, I don't like what I've got these pieces. I've got two lots of these horrible. They are horrible. So what can I do with them? Right. I think lots of people are going to have Laffy Soul's theme, to be fair. that one's going to be quite a popular song choice. Yeah, K in the case of the 2 mini set pieces. Oh, okay. Oh, no you don't. No you don't, Klug. That's okay, that's still a Tetris.
Let's do this.
I'll take it. Let's see. Well, you better have to put that there, right? Yeah, that's fine. I'm sure many people will be looking at like Xenoblade and Guilty Gear and Street Fighter. I wouldn't be too surprised if some of the... Why not Sun? Well, Sun had some good music. He says as he nonchalantly misdrops. Oh, that was a bad swap. Well, that was nasty. Nasty as well. Okay, I'm starting to suffocate. Right, I'm done. Oh well. It's not too bad. Oh well. To be fair, K being destroyed by old, myself being destroyed by old is nothing new. Playing through Fever PC, when you're doing ranked matches, there's always Fever. But anyone that played Fever that wanted to play like the classic Puyo, you either had to do a free play room in the lobby, or you just picked Arl as ranked. So really, that's just like the first glimpse of I want to take away the mouse controls because they're interfering. But that really is just like your real first glimpse of the game. Just get rid of the mouse. Better. So the game will be released in about 5.5 hours now. So this is the first look, kind of like my review on Puyo Puyo Tetris for PC, and I must say that you get the odd little lag spike here and there, and I don't know if the minimum specs of like an i3 with 4GB RAM are entirely justified for a game like this, given the fact that it runs well on Vita, it runs well on the wellish on the 3DS, it runs wellish on Wii U, runs okay on PS3, runs okay on PS4 as you'd expect, runs fine on the Switch. But what I will say in my closing thought is, if you are looking to double dip or treble dip or quadruple dip, you know, how many other times you want to buy this game, buy it. It's a lot of fun. The keyboard controls work really well. As long as you have an X input controller, you're good if you want to use a controller. It supports multiplayer arcade absolutely fine. As long as you know, you can have one person using a keyboard or one person using a controller. You can set up a USB multi-tap and just have 4 controllers. That's not a problem. Plays well. I say the odd lag spike here or there. The only criticisms I have is, which I'm sure will be patched in the future, the music doesn't loop properly. Hopefully that'll be patched soon. I know people want to do mods and all that whatnot. I mean, hopefully there'll be official mods which would allow full creative control of people that want to play this game and mod it, rather than just swapping out WAV files and all of that jazz. Online does work pretty well. Tried it a couple of times during the final beta phase and was quite happy with the results. Doesn't often lag so much that it disconnects like it does, like it's known to in like the Switch version, especially the Switch version and the PS4 version, so that's a plus. So you can choose which monitor you want to send stuff out to, you can choose which sound card you want to output audio to, you can adjust the volume sliders normally, you can define custom key bindings for your controls. You can't do that with button mapping as such, but not a problem. Is it worth £15? Because that's how much the game costs here in the UK. I'd say the game is worth £35 when you're buying it on Switch, but that's because I'm biased as hell. No, it's a real fun game. It's great that it's now out on PC because it should have an esport user base now, and as long as we build on that together, we should see Puyo Tetris matches over all the big esports networks. That'd be fun, wouldn't it? So, final thoughts. Couple of bugs with voices and music looping. It's a bit of a shame. It's a shame that it doesn't support more than just X input controls either, which again is a bit of a shame. But other than that, it plays well. It's solid. The Steam interface and the integration of the Steam interface works seamlessly with the game. I would give it a solid 9 out of 10. Just the little audio glitches and the odd occasional lag spike here or there takes a point off, but definitely worth the release. So once again, I want to thank Sega for giving me the opportunity to review this game early. This is a live stream review, which has now been concluded. This is Blue Hair K of Puyo GB signing off, and once a game is released, we should have some fun when it comes to playing people online. And don't forget, if you are wanting to take part in the Puyo GB proceedings, follow us on Twitter at Puyo Puyo GB. We have an open invitational swap tournament that will take place on Friday night, this Friday, 2nd of March, at 8 o'clock in the evening GMT. Go to challenge.com/PuyoGB Open for more details. And if you are around and you want to join the Puyo GB Discord, you'll find the link on our Twitter page at Puyo Puyo GB. Alright then guys, it's Blue Hair K signing off. Have a good one and thank you for your patronage.